Well, hey friends, it's Natalie. I'm so glad you stopped by for this video. This is kind of a bonus video, kind of subscribers only, although if this is the first video of mine that you've seen, I hope that it's an encouragement to you. I just wanted to have a quick chat. This will probably be a shorter video than normal. In my most recent vlog that went up earlier this week, briefly in that video, I mentioned bringing back my Messy to Minimal series for the month of May, because quite honestly, my whole house could use a really good reset. But I have some things on my heart that I feel like kind of just getting out there to add some context before Messy to Minimal launches again. I've shared this before so many times. Simple living, concepts of minimalism over the last 5+ years now, it's been, have completely changed my life. And in that first year, in 2020, when I started my Messy to Minimal series, I did not realize just how much I would learn, how much stuff we would get rid of in our home. By the end of that first couple of years, we had gotten rid of between 80 and 90% of the total amount of our stuff that we had originally started with when I started Messy to Minimal. It was huge. It was an incredible impact on our family. It wasn't always easy. It wasn't effortless. It took gumption and guts. Honestly, it was difficult pressing record on some days because the mess and the stuff was frankly embarrassing. And I'm actually finding myself right now in this stage feeling a little bit of those same trepidations, because certain areas of my home have gotten bad again. And I know so many of you have been along this journey with me. There's Opie. And I've actually had messages, lots of messages from people recently saying, I need to get back on the wagon. What is going on in my home? I did so good and now I have too much stuff. Once again, could you help me out? I have found myself turning to the resources, YouTube channels that I started with and learned along the way to sort of help give me a kick in the pants and some inspiration to get it started once again. All along the way, I've always shared that it takes regular maintenance in order to sustain a more simple life. It's not one and done. If it were, we'd all be doing it, right? We'd all take those weekends to thoroughly just clean out the garage, and then we would never have to do it again. But especially if you live in a family with multiple people, children, maybe you're a homeschooling family like we are, and so we have lots of books and resources and learning tools and stuff that's maybe a little bit extra in our home compared to someone who sends their kids off to school. Whatever situation you find yourself in, there are unique challenges for maintaining a simple life, but it is always worth the effort. And I have found myself, especially in just this last year, even maybe the last just 6 months, I have found myself, I'm just gonna say it like it is, slacking off. I have absolutely been slacking when it comes to regularly maintaining and decluttering my home. Yes, we keep up with our daily chores and, dishes and laundry and tidying up and the stuff that we need to do in order to not be living in squalor, okay? But we just have too much stuff. We have way too much stuff right now. And it's the result of many different factors. And this is kind of why I just want to share this right now in this video, because sharing all of this at the beginning of a Messy to Minimal video, it doesn't make sense. It would make the intros way too long. I am someone who loves to talk my way through the process of it and share with you as I go, and I do plan to do that, but I am not in that video format going to be able to really share like this as much as I want to. And I just kind of want to go, blah, here is where I am. I feel like I'm starting to go crazy a little bit with the stuff in my home. It's a familiar feeling. And I'm trying not to be dramatic about it because I do want to be really honest with myself in both recognizing where I've sort of gotten off the wagon while having realistic grace for myself to say, listen, your life has been crazy lately. I can, at certain times of the month, lay awake at night going, I've failed. I'm starting all over again, back to square one. I can't believe I've let it get this bad. I'm gonna let my viewers down. I'm gonna let my family down. Has it gotten bad? Yeah. I'm sick of opening my spice cabinet and having everything fall on me and having my drawers jam because there's too much stuff in it. I'm sick of not being able to find the product that I need to use in my laundry room because there's way too much stuff on top of my washer and dryer. I'm sick of not being able to pull an outfit together that I feel like is cute because I've let my closet go. So whatever luteal phase Natalie is ruminating over, follicular stable me can go, yeah, we've got this. We can take care of this. I've done it before, way worse. Has it gotten bad? Absolutely. But we've got this. We can do this. I feel like I have this threshold in my head of what is acceptable for my mental health. And when I start to feel like the Crap Brothers with that Zaboomafoo closet, it's time for a change. Are you finding yourself in this same position? Have you worked on simplifying your home? And then you know what? Life took over. Maybe you're like us and you have dealt with some tragic losses in your family over the last few years. Maybe you're like us in that you have also been dealing with some amazing blessings and situations and answered prayers. I mean, even as I'm sitting here sharing this with you, and I heard myself say over the last 6 months, I'm now sort of cluing into maybe I know why, or a big reason, one of the big reasons why things have gotten a little bit crazy is because Weston had a complete career change and is now in full-time ministry, and our life in the best way possible has gotten so full and vibrant and rich, and the community that we have around us is just incredible and amazing, and there are so many things to be grateful for. Yet at the end of the day, I look around and I go, we have too much stuff. I'd love to know in the comments if you are finding yourself in a similar place. Maybe you have a completely different situation going on in your life. If you feel comfortable, I would love it so much if you would share in the comments of this video. Introduce yourself, share where you are with simple living. Maybe you're the random maximalist that watches my videos and you cannot relate at all to my philosophy toward life and the things that I do in my home because you are just completely on a different planet as far as that goes. More power to you. I actually really admire people who have the mental bandwidth to handle more in their life. And I actually do feel like in the last 6 months, the Lord has answered my specific prayer of increasing my mental bandwidth for what I need it to be in order to support my husband, who is now in full-time ministry, support my children as I am the primary homeschooling parent, and their studies are getting more complicated. The skills that they are learning are becoming more complicated, and it really takes a lot of focus and energy and preparation on my part in order to successfully foster and teach them. And the Lord has met me there. And He's been so faithful to just give me an extra measure of health, an extra measure of energy and spark. And I'm so very grateful for that. And I feel like in order to maintain the lifestyle that we have right now with all of the outdoor projects and pursuits and the gardening that I love to do and the time we love to spend with our family and friends and church family and the ministries that we're a part of, all the time that we spend with our kids and doing their extracurriculars and the talents that they are pursuing, I need to get my home in order. And if you would like to join me on this journey, I would love to have you. I think one of the things that made the original messy to minimal journey that I was on personally so successful was the fact that I had my YouTube channel to share my journey. It added such an awesome layer of accountability where if I said I was going to do something, I told tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that I was going to do it. And so y'all are really good at holding me to what I say. I appreciate that so much. You all are also really good at encouraging me and being there as a wonderful community that we can all just kind of work together. We've been talking a lot lately on my channel about comparison, about change and how it's okay for us to change. And I am unapologetic about who I've become. I'm very comfortable in who I've become, and I actually do feel like I have stepped into where the Lord is leading me. But I can also balance that with holding myself accountable to what I know is best for our family, our household, our schedule, my mental health, my physical health, my parenting, my marriage. I mean, simple living, and I've shared this so many times before, it literally affects every single aspect of my life. Every single, if there's something that you can think of, an aspect of my life, the answer is yes, it was improved by simplifying, by minimalism concepts. I've also shared before, I'm not a minimalist. I don't claim to be a minimalist because it is not my religion. It's not a dogma. It's not a set of rules. It's literally guiding principles to help me live my life to the fullest. And when my home is simplified, my life is lived fuller, and I have greater capacity for all of the things that I want to do, all of the hobbies, all of the stuff with my kids, all of the stuff with my family and church and husband. All of it is improved by simplifying. So I hope you will join me. I would love to create that community for you if you're looking for it. Here in the comments of my videos, you can always find people encouraging each other, and if you would like to add to that, you are absolutely welcome to. I have said for so long, for basically the entirety of my YouTube channel, I have the best community of viewers. I don't even like saying the word viewers because so many of you genuinely feel like my actual friends. I'm so grateful. What a better community to set back out on this journey. As sort of daunting and a little embarrassing it might feel, I know I'm gonna get a few troll comments saying, what the heck, how did you let your house go? 11 plus years on YouTube will thicken your skin, especially when you open up the craziest, messiest, clutteriest parts of your life for people to see. So it's okay, troll comments will come in, but we are here for each other, right? So I will see you for the first episode of the new Messy to Minimal kickoff, May 6th. And I plan to post every Tuesday in May, going through the key spots or key rooms in my home that need the most attention. And then from there, I would really like to continue the Simple Living series, do more Messy to Minimal episodes throughout the summer. I plan a Simple Summer series, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. If you're brand new here and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it so much if you would, and turn the bell notifications on to all. That way you see when I post new videos. I'm really excited about this. I've got those sort of jitters and butterflies because I know that setting back out on this journey is going to make quite the difference, because I have that whole track record of what I did before to be just this hopeful guide to get me through, as daunting as it does feel right now. So I'm going to drink the rest of this coffee and head into the kitchen, because that is where I will see you next. Thank you so much for all the love. Thanks for hanging out with me today while I got a chance to just kind of share my heart, share some context as to where I am right now in my simple living journey. It is not linear. There are ups and downs. And if you are experiencing that as well, you are not alone. I hope you all are having a wonderful day wherever you are. Thanks so much for spending a little part of it here with me on my channel. Let's roll up those sleeves and get our garbage bags and donation boxes out, and I will catch you on Tuesday, May 6th, as we kick off Minimal May. See you then.